Hi everyone, it's Cal. I hope you're doing well. Nice to see you back. For those of you that don't know me, I talk about all things Kundalini. And today I wanted to answer a question from a subscriber, which is about circadian rhythms. So I'm going to explain kind of what they are. Then I'm going to give you the mystic's view of what's going on. And then I'll tell you how you can bring yourself back into balance if your circadian rhythms are out of whack. So, Wikipedia says a circadian rhythm is any biological process that displays a natural specific rhythm that has an oscillation of about 24 hours. Which is driven by a circadian clock, and they have been widely observed in plants and animals. The term circadian comes from the Latin word circa, meaning around, but incidentally, it links back to the goddess Circe, where she is the center point that the circle revolves around, and diem meaning day. Okay, so circa meaning around and diem meaning day. Although circadian rhythms are built in and self-sustaining, they can adjust to the local environment through external clues, and we'll talk about that later. Now I want to talk about the mystic's view of what is going on, sort of from scratch. Our sun is part of a galactic web of intelligent light that creates a spiral of frequency around the galactic center. This spiral is a ladder of light that energy moves on in two directions. It is hierarchical, circular web that can be divided into 12 equal sections, and our current sun exists within one of these sections. Now, more locally, as the sun circles the galactic center, his axis aligns to stars within the web to help him navigate his voyage around the center of the black hole. The spectrum of light given off by our sun is a replay of this galactic circle of frequency. The sun's voyage moves him up through the ladder of frequencies on a journey through the four directions in a 24 million year cycle. Now, as the sun radiates its information outwards, because light is information, it is received by the earth. The earth circles the sun in a yearly cycle, which is a mini repeat of the same vibrational ladder of 12 frequencies around the galactic center, but in lesser form. The Earth's axis circles a set of stars in the sky, and its circling is this circling is referred to as the precessional cycle, which is a 24,000 year cycle. This group of stars mimic the galactic ladder and are part of the galactic ladder to create a vibrational replay of the main ladder and its 12 main frequencies. This ladder of frequency is recreated within every human body because we are a reflection of source in the mud. And light from the sun stimulates, aids, and feeds the organs on this ladder, which incidentally is the Kundalini ladder of chakras. The Kundalini exists outside of you and inside of you on greater and lesser levels. And connection is the big theme going on at all times. The intelligence of the central web or ladder of light is contained within every single drop of sunlight. Can you imagine that? Imagine it. Now, in the human body, the pineal gland takes this light and organizes these frequencies, the frequencies in each drop, into its original hierarchy of being to reflect the master circle or cycle. As light is received by the father, the pineal gland, he administrates it, because that's what the male does. He's the administrator of the system, the creator and the administrator. He administrates it into a spectrum of spiraling frequency that reflects the main frame. Light in the body is not spiraling around him, but around the central axis of the individual, your own black hole, your own axis of being. The pineal gland organizes it and then passes it to the master or mother gland, the pituitary gland, who feeds it to the body according to the hierarchy. The glandular system is then activated by light, and circadian rhythms are formed which trigger the production of hormones, which are directly placed into the bloodstream and delivered to target organs. Hormones, as you know, regulate growth, development, sleep, mood, etc., and they provide the body with positive physiological and psychological effects to affect the behavioral processes of each organ. Certain organs take certain frequencies, and endocrine signaling is the whole system which reports on the conditions of this process. Now, circadian rhythms regularly create physical, mental, and behavioral changes that follow a predictable 24-hour sequence which responds to the light and darkness in an organism's environment. This natural biological 24-hour process is linked to Earth's internal clock and her 24-hour rotation, which is then linked back to the expansive clock of the heavens. It is one huge system at large. So, circadian rhythms are influenced by the universal heartbeat, which regulates all causal bodies such as Earth, Moon, Sun, which is dark, light, feminine, and masculine, which affect your own internal rhythms through the power of entrainment. So that light moves through your body in a specific way that follows the original pattern. You with me? Okay, the human's emotional body mimics space, which has an order to it. And the light spectrum organized by the pineal gland reflects the hierarchy of the intelligent web of frequency that moves within the body of space. This web of light is your creator, but he is not the controller. He is your creator. There is an invisible access that lives inside you and within everything. When the light of intelligence mixes with the emotional body of space, and they meet harmoniously and marry in the center, which is called balancing, your axis is straight, and there comes enlightenment, and duality disappears for the moment. However, imagine just for a second that your axis is cut off from the light, from light. So similar to a pine tree getting its top cut off, your axis is cut off from light. Then there is no upward growth, and the emotional body tries to expand right to left, forming imbalance in your system. So always there is a two-way road of forces affecting you. One up from the earth and one down from the heavens to create an even emotional circle or cycle of vibration around your core, your central axis of being. Now, disruption of these rhythms, disruption of the light, disruption of circadian synchronicity with your body obviously leads to mind-body damage, which can spread into illness through creating a phase shift in the glandular system, which affects behavior and physical processing. However, our biological clock can be reset to circadian rhythms because it can be rebalanced in a variety of ways through influencing and inducement through external stimuli such as light, heat, food, exercise, activities, and training the mind into relaxation to adjust the body back into well-being. So it's essential to synchronize your biological clock with the circadian system when it is out of balance to create homeostasis, which is balance in the mind-body for well-being. Now, regulating the vibration of your mind-body can balance the connection of your glandular system to the reigning bodies, Earth, Sun, and Moon, through non-thinking practices such as mindfulness and meditation, and allow the body to rebalance as the mind is sort of turned off. Further, creating positive thoughts that relate to specific glandular processing by using words and doing actions can induce the mind to relax and reprogram it, thus adjusting the flow of energy through your glandular system to reset the connection and your internal rhythm back into harmony. Your meridians, which incidentally match the cycle, and we'll get into that on one video one day, can also be massaged or stretched to allow the stimulation and release of blocked energies more efficiently through positively rebalancing your glandular system. You can also use acupressure or acupuncture to further release tensions or blocks along these pathways. So, what is at large in the heavens above us and on the earth below us is being mimicked within us. Everything is a system, and all these systems are linked together. So, the whole concept of being balanced is when you are balanced to all these other systems through just your internal harmony, because the music of the spheres is harmony. All things, when they are balanced, are in a state of harmony. And when you are in a state of balance, you are connected to all these things. And of course, the idea of separateness dissolves. I mean, that's what this whole concept of duality, how do I say this better? No. When you are in a state of love, the whole concept of duality disappears, because you are in a vibrational frequency that is resonating with the mother frequency, the motherboard of the universe. Her frequency is compassionate love. And when you are in that frequency, you are matching her heartbeat. And this whole idea, again, of separateness absolutely disappears as you vibrationally connect to all that is by matching the universal frequency. So being in a state of balance is really critical, and circadian rhythms, being synchronized with them is really critical, because you are synchronizing yourself with the larger spheres around you and all the light systems that are affecting you. It is one grand symphony, and this grand symphony seeks to expand, and you're here expanding your mind, body. Lucky you, having this fantastic opportunity of being here, and regardless of your conditions or your ideas about whatever you're doing or how wrong or how right it is, you are expanding. And it's not easy to get a spot in this opera, so kudos to you for being here, and a little pat on your back, because you've come a long way. But again, synchronizing these circadian rhythms, these rhythms with all the light, and incidentally, it's the light not just the light you can see, but it's the light you can't see too, okay? So we want to get into the harmony with everything, and really we can just watch nature and see what harmony looks like, because in a ecosystem, when all the conditions are kind of balanced, that's when an ecosystem flourishes, and your body is an ecosystem and you want it to flourish. Because when it flourishes, you feel great and you're inspired, and all other ideas of separation just melt away, and you feel good, and that's critical, right? Okay, so I hope you got something out of this video, and if you did, I hate to say it, but please like or subscribe so that we can get this information to other people who may be needing it. You know, to spread the word of being connected to all that is really a beautiful thing, because we want everyone to connect, because then this earth just sings in glory, right? Okay, so again, thanks for watching. I hope you got something out of this, and I will see you next time. Take care.